one of the very, very few people getting this messy. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream can happen.
All right, now, if you're watching this, you are it. And the first thing I need you to do is go down to Reclaim Threads in St. Petersburg. It's over there in the Arty district. And I need you to sign up. Go in and tell people that you're there to sign up to play WholEarth game. What can you do? And speak with Marissa there, and she'll start you there. And then thank you very much. All right, little advertisement. Okay, last time we were here, we're talking about the glee of Dick Cheney and what he's doing, and he's switched over and he's voting for somebody who's in the game. Kamala is in the game. He's really up against it because his daughter may have set this thing up in such a way, because these are always long cons. Okay, they're long-term things. They've been fooling the American people up until the last election. They really did. The Electoral College is the only thing that stood in the way of Hillary Clinton being president. The Electoral College is the only thing that stood in the way of Gore being president, right? Before that, it was Humphrey. Before that, okay, they've been rigging this thing and just doing great. And everybody was kind of falling asleep on their pillow because it was a nice soft pillow of just drink more beer, take more of this, flooding our kids, with drugs and flooding, and basically stopping teaching anything in school. And you dumb down society, and this is all part of the Orwellian theory of how to do it. So you've got to take your vote, but I don't want to do that either. See, this is the kind of thing, it becomes white noise. It becomes like when you're on a job site and there's always an alarm going, it doesn't help you to be more careful. It actually is more annoying and adds more stress to the job. Here, this is a working art factory, so we have to put up with a little bit of noise, but that's a small price to pay. Anyway, so Dick Cheney is going to get a free, like a get out of jail free card. I mean, literally, these guys have been kneading the American people like dough, like so much dough. And he's really won it because GH is out. Okay, he won first because he didn't get, he got to do everything he wanted and fuck with the people for as long as he lived. And that's just like a dream come true for a sadist. Dick Cheney, I mean, he's just right in there. Rumsfeld, they were all in there. They loved, oh, man. Oh, I'm going to get away free. Ha, ha, ha. Well, see, this is the thing he doesn't know. See, when you give, it's going to be so great. It's really going to be something, man, because I don't believe that this street chick from, Oakland is going to go into that and just all of a sudden change and become for the money by the corporations like all those other guys were. It was all about protecting the rights of, using this oil and being, screwing the environmentalists or creating some kind of polarity. Like we've been played on the note of polarity so long, starting with Lincoln, right? Because the Euclid's geometry that he was studying said that there's two things are all alike, and there's nothing you can do about it, and that's it. So he went on the premise of that, with the idea, and then all of the Euclid axioms that go along with it. He read off a bunch of them. I did that with Lincoln. We actually studied together. Isn't that funny? Through a book. Carl Sandburg's Lincoln, The Prairie Years. I strongly suggest it if you want to get to know who Abraham Lincoln was as a person before, when he's driving around in a rattletrap buggy going around. They saw Lincoln sell liquor but never drink any. He didn't go that way. It's just amazing. My father was kind of like this person, so I really get a lot of. My father grew up in the town next door, went to the famous Knox College that the speech was held at. I mean, how does that happen in my life? I'm just saying, it's pretty fucking cool. So if that'll help another person, then I'm all about it. So here we go. So Cheney, if he goes to Kamala, at least, so there was a relevant, there has to be a semblance of this whole idea of peaceful transfer of power. And for someone to come up and start to like flap the playbook of Mein Kampf and the Hitler playbook. Now I want you to go back to some other stuff I put up earlier called the Hitler Book of Terror. It's the Brown Book of Hitler Terror. And it was created after the war to try to describe what it would be. Maybe it would be enough information to keep us away from falling into another terror. This is a very weird and very subtle terror. And now the terror is that everyone is in cyberland thinking that they know what's going on. So we need even more to understand the principles of philosophy that bring us to what we call something like a truth. What is the truth is no truth. Like every truth is a half truth. Well, see, it's like a catechism. It's almost like those are my rosary beads, right? Housing, water, food, energy, jobs, housing, water, food, energy, jobs, housing, water, food, occupation. Now, jobs is like, it's a word, it's a spell of a word to demean, I believe. Job is left over like from the N word, using an N word a lot as like as a normal part of conversation. And it wasn't too long ago, and that really is not. And then before that, the word niga was to give a person a compliment. You know, from people from Niger are nigars, and they are the enlightened ones. So, you know, it's how it's been. You take that kind of a word with such great power, and you turn it into something with such, you know, diminishing power, and that power to kind of call certain energies. Do you see how they use that word Niger to move? It means brown, darker. See, we're all Niger. Now that's the new Niger. We are all of the same because it's just different bits of melatonin. You know, you have more or less. You know, they are melatonin rich. Lighter people are melatonin poor. Okay, it's that kind of thing, like taking the power of a color and turning it around, and isn't that a lot of alchemy? That's what alchemy is, knowing this type of thing. And then that you know, now that you know it can be done, and if you look at any of my videos from before, you know it can be done, and you know that I don't have anything special, you don't have anything special, we're all given the same kit of parts. Hey, do you know that last thing I sent you from the guys playing, like me and it was with a Buckminster Fuller video speech.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one I sent you a couple days ago?
Yeah, I was just watching it this morning. It's on TikTok now too.
On TikTok, you know, can you bring that up a little taste of that?
Yep, give me about 2 minutes, so keep talking and I'll be right.
This is what we're talking about. Buckminster Fuller is going to explain in a much more eloquent fashion than I can the idea that we're all given a set of parts, an elegant set of parts. It's what we do with it that matters. And how we get to the best possible doing with it is through intellect. Tell me I'm wrong. Give me a like or a thumbs up in the thing below. But if you're anywhere in Florida, or if you just want to go shop online, because I think the catalog's pretty good, we're going to be coming up with some information on that. Also, we're going to be selling art here too. Can't wait to sell art. Oh my goodness. Richard Minster is going to be selling high dollar, high value art on WholEarth economy to start us going. We're going to be funding the whole thing with art. Do you remember that Paolo Solari funded Arcosante completely on casting bells? So any chance with that video?
It's still downloading. Just give me another couple seconds. Just
Oh, okay. Okay. Got to download it so we can have it, access to this thing, you know. But So Cheney's smiling, laughing, 'cause he gets a pass. Now, if he goes for Kamala and everybody's like this, it's all going to be put on Trump. I think that Trump is now part of some other bigger scheme. And the reason he's smiling so much is that he's part of that scheme too. And I wouldn't put it past him at all. They set this guy up to take all the heat. They're going to throw everything at Trump. That's the guy. They need a patsy. They need a fall guy. They need someone to blame. This is classic Oswald. This is classic. All these guys, all these assassinations were mastermind to look as though one crazy person just got out of control. I have a video of Crooks. Who's Crooks?
Oh yeah, that guy. And I do have Bucky, and I have
caught
Bucky
that.
ready.
I caught that. I think that poor child was abused and took a gun to solve his problems. And I don't blame him that much, really. I forgive him. This 14-year-old who took a gun to school, I do. I forgive him. Children are needed. You need to forgive a child. Being a child, okay? He's a child. So obviously his father's still childish because he can't, make a good decision no matter what. He's going to be in the rest of he probably happy. These guys are all going to go to hotel prison. Yeah. Step right in line. Be by yourself. If, this guy named, I don't know, who knows? I did have that discussion on the playa, though, of a gentleman. Let me know when you're ready with that video. But I had a discussion on the playa. We sat down together and we talked about why we stopped drinking. And his story was horrible. Check this out for a minute, though. Go ahead, cue it up.
Extraordinary change in the phenomena, concept of universe just in my day. When I was 28, Hubble discovered another galaxy. Pretty extraordinary. We called it galaxy because we had our galactic Milky Way, our galactic system. And suddenly there's another galaxy. Today we know of 2 billion galaxies. This sort of gives you an idea of a rate of expansion of what you and I have to consider as universe. So what you spontaneously in your day think about universe is vastly greater than anything I had to think about as universe. And this will give you again a sense of the very incredible acceleration of knowing that's going to take place with humanity itself. Now, thinking about that, this function of humans in the universe, I also said, one of the things that's very impressive is that human beings are always born, naked, absolutely helpless for months, beautiful equipment, but absolutely ignorant, because no experience. So that we're deliberately born that way, even though as our eyes were designed, or just our brains designed with quadrillion atoms here and coordinates here, you and I can communicate that all a priori. And so it's extraordinarily done that we sort of take it tremendously for granted and don't very recently begin to really make some kind of cognizance of the fact that this is such incredible technology that we don't even call it technology. Because it's way beyond the kind of grasp that humans so far have of technology, the kind of principles we've employed up to date. Now,
there you go. That's enough. Okay. Thank you so much. But that's the thing. He said it perfectly. We're born with beautiful equipment. We can't remember anything. So we have to come back and be reprogrammed to what's here. And about one point, we get back to the point of this thing called truth. See, when I'm going this way on this camera, it flips over. I need to do that so I can follow myself. Isn't that cool? Alternate realities that are happening right now are happening right now. So our reality is to just conjure up the most positive thing we can think of. Your job is to help other people find the exit door that go towards lifeboats of eternal life. Find your lifeboat of eternal life. And then this is how you do it. And I learned this mostly on KPFK. Giving props to KPFK wherever I can. And by the way, take some time and go to the phone. I can do that too. And if I can do that, and if I can help KPFK in any way, I'd be really happy to do so. So send it that way. But me first. Ha. Okay. If you saw the opening, we do need other people to come. So I want you to go down to Reclaim Threads or go to Reclaim Threads and say that you want to sign up for the WholEarth game. And just give some information, and they will find it, and they'll find me, and we'll start on a project to do something that we all agree about. But now moving forward, so Dick Cheney is about to get a rub. So we're moving into this thing. Okay, so they set him up to take all the heat. He's the patsy. He's paid to be the patsy. He knew he was the patsy. That's why he continues to stay into this kind of weird place of not getting, convicted or being somehow. He's in weird land of still running. I don't even know. Like, this guy should just not be around. He would be, and we're still having to deal with it. That's why Cheney has to step up and say, we got to take this guy out. Moving forward, we got to get forward. The prophecy is such that I want to put forward is that we turn into a matriarchal society and everyone gets a chance to have what? Place to sleep, clean water, food, energy. And the job is to, I guess, first of all, provide those 4 things and then maintain those 4 things for everyone forever as it goes forward. Now, in olden times, we would congeal on some kind of project like a pyramid or something, and that would be the thing that we did, period. We didn't do nothing else. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe I'm not quite sure. We're going to talk about that and explore that idea in another episode as we move forward. But for this episode, we're saying that basically moving forward, we want to take a look at this new debate very carefully. This is really going to be the defining moment. We want to find out how Kamala works under pressure. Now, this woman, according to her track record, has been able to go against these types of people all her career. Renee, what do you think?
Yeah, that's what her whole career has been built on, right? So she comes from the prosecutor's office.
They can't hear it from me. I'm a man, but you gotta talk about this stuff. Do you know what her track record is moving forward? I mean, it's pretty good, right? Like, this is a winner. Right?
Right, of course. Yes, that's how she rises. I mean, she's somebody who was diligent, and she was known to be kind of a pit bull when you're talking about going after your man. She's like she's the woman who always got her man, legally speaking, as a prosecutor. So now
you can't wait to see what she does to this cat. Okay, but she's got to do 2 things. She's got a really fine line because we got to, remember one thing we talked about. We got like 2 or 3 minutes left, and then because we had some music, we're going to go a little longer. But the thing about it is you got to say predictions before they happen. Otherwise, they don't count, right?
Absolutely. Right? Let's do it now. Let's do it before the debate.
Days before you and me. It's just between you and me, kid. There are cameras here, and they are watching. So if we can get this together, I'm thinking now, but the strategy is she's also got to play this fine line of being the mom. And she's a woman, so she can do that. Biden just had no chance. He just got snarled up and just put to lunch by this cat. But she knows how to deal with cats and sharp claws, I'm guessing. I hope she brings humility and strength. She could literally put him in jail with a few questions. I think what if she came in and just tried him on merit? You know what that's going to look like?
That would not be good for him.
No. If she tries him on merit, she'll put him in jail before the end of the show. He'll be walking out in handcuffs.
Yeah, I mean, he is a felon, so.
Has she put a few felons behind bars before?
Yeah, that's what she's noted for.
See, I can't wait. I think we all want to see the real Law and Order. take place in front of our very eyes, where he gets hauled off. Because she's going to say, you know, hold on one second. What did you just say? There's a law about that. And then he's going to say something else. And she's going to say, but wait, hold on. What did you just say? Can you repeat that? You know, that's the first thing you do. Can you repeat it? Because repeating a lie is very difficult. And she said, just because I want to be like, you see how she dealt with Kavanaugh?
Yeah, she'll do the same thing during the debate. And the debate is it? No, it's Tuesday night. It's next Tuesday.
That's why we're taking a breath today. Saturday, we're taping this on Saturday the 7th. It's a 7-day, 7/7. It's like I was at 7 o'clock. We were talking about doing this show. So I'm like, we're getting sevens.
Lots of sevens.
Sevens are good numbers in art because we want to look at numbers because numbers are telling us stories. If we show up and are seeing these kind of numbers, we're probably in tune with some type of thing. Okay. So enjoy the ride is what we're trying to do. We want to get a better vision of what's happening so that we can have more fun watching it. Because our job really is to get these 5 things for ourselves in some way. And no way, I mean, your way to be home full is your way to be home full. Your way to be sated. I didn't eat breakfast. I don't need a lot of food right now. I feel like I need to fast more. You know, I'm having this kind of reality about it. And I'm not eating a lot. I'm just eating what I like, a couple things. Wife too, we're just doing it. You know, taking care of our own house, getting our own house in order first and having some, you know, enjoyment. This is so much fun. Now meeting Renee, and we are having a twin flame creative relationship, which is going to really take us to some new heights. We have some new people coming on into our show, and we're going to start later on today. I want you to come back in and tune up for Tribal Me. I'm going to be live here, come what may. It's going to be just off on the side. You'll see what's happening, playing with lights today. Going to be some color behind me, and then there's going to be some changing, you know, music changing behind the me, the tribe of me. So that should be fun. I'm going to go home and get, you know, some rest for that, and then pretty much we got this place set up. You see, it's just going to be just really austere, just so clean, and the place is starting to look like a TV studio. So.
That's what it is.
Let's see what else we have.
Yep.
Help me wrap it up. Anything hanging? What did I forget?
Well, we just want to remind people that we're going to be live streaming the debate when it happens. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time on the 10th, I believe, right? And it's going to be the showdown, and we're going to be live, and we're going to be talking about it just like we did with the last one, right? With the election stuff. So everybody tune in for that.
Yeah, everybody come on in, and I want to get everybody in on that. So send this to Reclaim Threads, and send them invites to Minster now, so they can go join together. We can all have a debate party and come out with more information. And because a lot of my kids are still like, well, I'm having a civil war in my own house. I'd like to talk about that for a second. The civil war is on in my own house. I've raised a son who is just interested in, I don't know, being obstinate for no apparent reason, but it's fun for him, I'm sure. He's still a lot of joy. I don't think so, but doesn't look like it. He's struggling, and that's interesting. He's struggling on some interesting concepts, and this whole idea of Trumpism is taken to his liking. He thinks that's a good idea. And of course, I'm a KPFK guy, and I cannot stand it. I'm really torn up by the whole thing. So I'm a free speech guy. I'm a Democracy Now! Person, and I think I see both sides. I can't see their side, and then this whole neck and neck thing is just bothering me because I feel like I asked the wife, you know, this morning. She says, "Well, it's close. You'd be surprised. A lot of people really want Trump." And I just can't believe it. that's the way we felt when we were going into the the cars ready for the shower. Leave your thing here, mark your bag, make sure you get your stuff back after you get a shower. These people are all the same, and they just love it. It's part of the Nazi terror. So go back and read Brown Book of Hitler Terror if you want to know what's coming forward. And if you read that and you put that next to the Project 2025, I think I hope that you can see the difference. If you can't, then I hope you burn in hell. I hope you're right there with your gun and watching these people die, because, it's going to come down, man. These guys, it goes fast. It goes fast. The people in Germany had no idea what they were up to. And even a lot of Jewish people voted for Hitler on that election. And if we go back to, I think I memed up I got a couple of these shorts about, so I'm going back to history. I like Roy Casagrande is my favorite teacher right now. And he says, I love and hate Napoleon. He asked that one more year. Never give a dictator 1 year. That is the takeaway from that. So on that note, we're going to go to Kamala. We're going to seed what happens next. We're going to use the number 5 to seed what happens next. And then you're going to go down to reclaim threads. You want to sell out the store so they can go and get a bigger store. We also want to stimulate all that. There's a photographer next door we're going to use, and then there's an artist next door that we're going to use, and we're going to be combining and conjoining together to make the new WholEarth game lifestyle. So stay tuned. We'll see you next time.
One of the very, very few people getting this messy. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream can happen.